But it's a real important why that sales funnel is dead here. So the first day you might be thinking, what does it mean by it not being 2016 anymore? That was actually the year when Internet Explorer, which at the time was the biggest browser, introduced tabbed browsing. So before that, it was very, very difficult if you were browsing for products to kind of like open up loads of windows and look at competitor products and look at reviews and things. Now it's very easy. Every phone, every major browser, it's very easy to open up several windows and look at different reviews. Like if I'm booking a hotel, if I see an ad, I don't just go and click on the ad and book. I will look at their TripAdvisor ratings. I will go onto their Instagram, look at pictures of their rooms, their cocktail menu, their food menu, things like that. Really interesting study. And this was actually from about 2016. So things have got even more complex since then. Google did a study on car buying habits, and they found that there's actually about 900 touch points. So again, people don't just like see a TV ad for a car and then download a brochure and then go into the dealership and take a test drive and then go and purchase. They look at all your competitors. They're going to be looking at like YouTube videos and looking at like, kind of like detailed walkthroughs of your car, the driver experience. They might be looking at magazines. They're going to be really bouncing around different things, looking at what people are saying about you on social media there. And then finally, with the why things are too simplistic, is that tracking and attribution is not precise. Especially that this has got a lot worse since 2020 when Apple brought in their privacy policies. So it's been a part of a progression. We've seen things like GDPR in Europe, Californian privacy policies. There's quite strict privacy policies in Canada. Cambridge Analytica, then that scandal brought in some more privacy policies. Apple, Google are going to be removing cookies in the future. So we can't just go and track this linear, like we can't track all our leads or our sales qualified leads, all our trials. We have to take a more holistic view. And that's why the web is a much better kind of concept of thinking about it instead of the funnel. So I'll leave you with one quote here before we open it up to Q&A. And Robert Craven, who runs a company called Guido, which stands for Grow Your Digital Agencies, he works with a lot of different marketing and digital marketing agencies out there. And this quote from him says, the simple answer is that people do not, and maybe never have, bought by going through the steps of the sales funnel one at a time, as imagined by the designer of your sales funnel. In reality, everything is a lot more fuzzy, a lot more blurry. That's why we need to be thinking about the web there rather than this kind of linear funnel. So hopefully that gives you some ideas not to rely on the funnel too much. And we're going to open it up to any questions, any thoughts from Gary there?
Paul, great job. Entirely agree. I've held this view for years. And I think most people will be well served by thinking about it this way. I guess one of my questions is this content, this constant battle of creating relevant and informative and impactful content. Are you seeing shifts there? What's your view in terms of newer, and I use that term kind of facetiously, channels like video content versus the traditional blog, ebook, written form content?
I was actually seeing, I read a very interesting LinkedIn post this morning about content creation. And what the creator said is that she will go and come up with a list of like Q&A topics, get somebody to interview on camera, a bit like what we're doing today, and go break that down into like 5-6 minute long form videos for like YouTube. And then you can then extract that into 1 minute videos for your short form platforms like LinkedIn, TikTok, if that's relevant. You can then get free tools to go and transcribe that content so that you can then create like text-based posts for like LinkedIn, for blogs. Then of course you can package those blogs together into ebooks. So really it's about having like a concept for content and then being able to mix it in different ways. I always think of it like a a DJ. You've got these different themes, you've got these different bits, strands of music, and then you can just remix them in different ways. Like in the past, I've done like paid courses that I converted into free courses. I've converted into 1 hour webinars and a blog post and then social media posts. So yeah, just think about how you can repurpose the content rather than having to create like 10 different things. Just have one and then remix it.
Yeah, I position that as like the media company approach, right? Think about like what is the message, and then how many different mediums can you get that across? 2 quick questions we're going to try and squeeze in here. Thomas asks, can I let AI write all my content now?
I know everybody's got a different view on this, and I'd probably go along with the mainstream that it's quite good for a starting point. Sometimes to get a framework, to get some ideas, but then have that human interaction on there. We're now in a kind of environment where there's content overload, there's too much content. So I think it's going to be more important than ever to have good, authentic human content. I know some people disagree with that, but I think that humans are going to be more relevant than ever before because there's just so many garbage blog posts out there as it is. AI is just going to make it worse. So yeah, thought leaders are going to be more and more relevant than ever before there.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think what you're going to see is like a massive power law distribution with like tons of content that's kind of that long tail, and then a very small amount of content that outperforms significantly.
Yeah.
Okay, Antonio says, how would you suggest to measure the influence of offline touch points in an online funnel, or even online where users don't interact with the content? For example, simply watching a video.
Yes, it's a good question. And one thing I sometimes recommend is look at your total sales lift. So if you kind of like get a baseline of what your sales and your leads and your website visits are when you're not like running ads or you're not doing any content marketing, then just get that baseline and then start doing your marketing, whether it's paid or organic, and see what the uplift is there. But definitely look at some of the, all the metrics. We get so much data in digital marketing, which is great. So you can look at the number of video views, your average watch time. You can then look at your likes, comments, and shares on posts. So there's lots of signals that you can get there as well to kind of guide you. But definitely take the holistic approach. I've lost track of the number of advertising clients that say, hey, my ads aren't working because they don't see any results in LinkedIn Campaign Manager or Facebook Ads Manager. I'd be like, okay, right, we'll turn the ads off. And within 2 weeks, they come back to me in a panic and like, hey, the ads were working. As soon as we turned them off, everything's dropped. So yes, it is tricky with attribution, but try and look at all the different touch points there. You can look at how many customer service requests as well, kind of like, whether people are reaching out to your sales team. Just involve all the different teams that you can, look at as many touch points as you can to build up that big picture there.
Beautiful. Thanks, Paul. Pretty much bang on time. We're doing a great job today. Everyone, thanks for joining in and listening to Paul today. Check out Paul. What's the URL for the new agency?
It's the fairbrother.agency.com, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn if you just search for my name. You're always welcome to drop me a message on LinkedIn if you've got any questions about your campaigns. I'm chatting away on there all day, helping other marketers.
Awesome. I cannot recommend Paul any more highly. Please do check him out. Drop him a line if you need help with your paid programs. He has been a godsend for Breadcrumbs.